Welcome to my October review. We start October with a great boost for you. It could be to your finances because we have Venus in that second house making an opposition to Jupiter in the 8th house. So there could be some fantastic change in finances here that will benefit you greatly. And it's also a feel-good day. The only thing is you've got to be very careful when you're handling money not to overindulge and perhaps spend too much, because there's a danger of that with this aspect. Then the other thing that's happening on the 3rd is that Mercury, your ruler, turns a station direct, which is very good news. So this means that anything over the past 3 weeks that's been delayed or held up, or any changes you wanted to make that you found were hard to do, these will all start to happen now. You'll be gradually getting back to normal over the next few weeks, and you'll be able to review things as well, because on the 6th we have Mercury making an aspect to Pluto. Now this is a good time to see where you are at this moment in time, and to see what you need to do come up, because as Mercury comes out of the shadow period, it's still time for planning and organising, and then in about 2-3 weeks time you'll be able to push forward with all those great ideas. There's certainly a 2nd and 8th house emphasis at the start of this month, and we have an opposition across these houses from the Sun and Chiron. So this is an ideal opportunity to heal any past wounds or insecurities regarding finances. Then on the 9th we have our full moon. The full moon is in Aries, so this is a very direct full moon with a lot of energy, and it's a good time to complete any projects that are uncompleted, and also to look at finances again, because the 8th house is about shared resources, and it's also about time you look for a good budget and to maybe settle some debts, because there may also be a large purchase to be made. And then we have Mars making an aspect to Neptune. Neptune's in that 7th house, Mars in the 10th house, career and destiny. So it's a time to examine your actions and see where maybe you can make alterations. Maybe you need to put more effort into career, or maybe you need to put more effort into your relationships. So make sure you take the high road with this aspect. And then the final aspect is Pluto moving direct. That's in your 5th house. So now, between now and March, you have time to use your creativity in the best way possible. Maybe transform parts of yourself so that you can express yourself in a much better and free-flowing form. This month we also have a coming together of the Sun, Venus and your ruler Mercury, and they'll all be in your 2nd house in Libra. Now when all these three are together in one sign, one house, it's a lot easier to express that sign, that house. So this is your financial area. This is a great time now to deal with any financial issues, or to make some creative changes over the next couple of weeks while these are present in your 2nd house. Now we have because it's close together, we have repeating aspects, and we have Venus making that opposition to Chiron on the 10th. So an opportunity to heal any wounds with financial issues within relationships. Then on the following day, the 11th, we have the Sun making an aspect to Saturn in that 6th house. Now this is controlled effort of a very precise nature. So it's a good time to sort and plan any of your routines, and maybe plan to budget with those routines as well. And this would be a fantastic thing to do. And then the last aspect, Mercury makes that opposition to Jupiter. This is great for signing any documents to do with finances. And it's also a good time to discuss and to negotiate any financial deals that need to be done. You might have some difficulties with friends or colleagues, or within a group situation on the 13th. There's some extra square to the Black Moon Lovers in your 11th house. So there could be a power struggle going on here. There could be people vying for leadership or something along those lines, and so you just need to be mindful of that. The following day we have Venus making an aspect to Saturn, so this will help to sort things out. You can talk about problems easily and maybe put some structures into place. And then the day after, on the 15th, we have Venus making that aspect to the Black Moon. So with Venus's charm, maybe you can get a resolution to this power struggle. On the 17th we have 10 days which will focus on love, money and your career, because we have the Sun making an aspect to Mars and Venus making an aspect to Mars. Mars in that 10th house of career and destiny. So this is a time when your destiny could change quite quickly, but you'll need to be ready and you need to act fast with whatever happens. Now, also this is great for love. There could be new love coming into your life, but it's also a good time to put energy and excitement and passion into an existing relationship. Now, on the 19th we have the Sun and Venus coming together, and they're in conjunction for 8 days, and they'll be going through that second house. So this is fantastic for money, any new enterprises. It's a great time to, if you're in business, to look at new ways of branching out and making money. But it's also good for your career, so there may be opportunities in your career to progress and make more money. Now, the other aspect these two make is to Pluto. So Pluto's in that 5th house, it's the house of creativity. So it's a time to look at your behaviour patterns. Maybe with your finances, look at your spending patterns, see where you can let go of some of the old patterns to bring in some new, more creative ways of being. And also with the relationships, look at the patterns you have in the relationships. And are there some that maybe need changing? Are there some that are worn out? And maybe it's time to let go. Let go of some of those past behaviour patterns and allow new ones to come in. The 23rd is a fantastic day for making decisions, especially with work and finances, as we have Mercury making that aspect to Saturn. It's a day when you'll be able to look at extreme detail and get to the bottom of everything, and this will allow you to make the correct decision if necessary. Then on the 24th we have Mercury making an aspect to that black moon, as we see the Sun and Venus did, and this time you can speak your truth. People may not like to hear it, but it's time to stand by your beliefs and let them know exactly what you're about. On the 25th we have a partial solar eclipse, a very powerful one in Scorpio, and it's in your 3rd house, the house of Mercury, so it's particularly good for you and communication, Virgos. We also have this eclipse belonging to the Saros 6 South series, so it's a great series for using your power and your energy to not only promote yourself but to work with others and to achieve. But you need to be quite forceful, not to the fact that you ride roughshod over people, but to the fact that you put your points across and you want to get on and complete the projects or tasks in hand. Now, with this eclipse, it's also linked to a Mars-Pluto aspect when it was formed in 1049. Now, this is a bit of a dangerous side of this eclipse, because this is a side that could be overpowering and too persuasive. So you need to be mindful that you're acting ethically and you're not doing anything untoward. Now, this is a great time for communicating. If you work in the communications industries, this is going to be a fantastic time for you work-wise. And also, because we have the Sun, Moon, Venus together, it's also a time when a new relationship could form. And this could be initiated through communications lines or channels. You'll be very active on social media and emailing, but you just have to be very careful you don't get too many projects and things going at the same time, because you won't be able to give them all justice. So be a bit mindful of taking on too much over the next few weeks, and try and prioritise and get things working well. And then the last thing is to expect the unexpected, because this eclipse series started on the midpoint of Uranus North Node connection. So this is a time when fated events can happen, unexpected events can happen, and can shake you if you're not prepared and ready for them. So just be mindful of that and be ready to accept what comes. On the 27th, Mercury, a ruler, makes 2 aspects, and these aspects reiterate what's happening with the eclipse, because one's to Mars and one's to Pluto. So again, this is extremely powerful mental energy, so you have the mind power, mindset now to achieve what you want. But Pluto, you just have to be a bit mindful that you're not overpowering. Then on the 29th, we have a very much different aspect. This is between Neptune and the Black Moon Lilith. The Neptune's in that 7th house, so you'll be very compassionate, very understanding of people. There could be a day when someone more spiritual comes into your life and helps you to maybe see things in a different light. And then to finish the month, we have Mars going retrograde. Now this will be until January. So you need to be mindful when Mars is retrograde, especially in your 10th house area, the area of your public standing, because you don't want to lose your temper or lose your act in front of people during this period. So what's the best thing to do is to keep things under the lid and just make a journal and a note of things that really make you angry over this period and that you're not able to express, because then later on when Mars goes direct again, you'll be able to voice your opinions, but you'll be able to do it in a controlled and sensible manner. Tune in next month because we have our second eclipse. This will be in Taurus, a fellow Earth sign, so tune in and I'll tell you all about that.